Hey everyone, my name's Sean and welcome to Tension Free TV. A little bit about myself. I started as a personal trainer nearly 20 years ago, and before that I had come through a little bit of a health and fitness improvement journey. I was kind of overweight and a little bit unhealthy, so my movement into personal training was because I know how hard that weight loss journey could be, so I wanted to help make it more accessible for others. Once I became a PT though, I quickly realised that the body is quite complicated and health is a very complicated topic. So is fitness, and so is staying pain-free. And when I first started PT, it's personal training, I was playing a lot of rugby. And I had many serious injuries that made it hard for me to enjoy my life. So my journey into learning to heal and become a healer for others actually started with healing myself. I shattered a bone in my wrist, fractured my shoulder, tore muscles off my bones, just serious injuries that left me dysfunctional, and I couldn't enjoy life until I could fix them. So I went on a big journey learning all kinds of things, from Qigong, Taichi, Tien Kun, Yi Jin Jing, twin arm massage. I learned dry needling, I studied yoga. I've just been observing all these different ways to bulletproof, repair, unlock and restore balance to my own body. And after a solid amount of effort learning how to fix myself, it's become an ability I can now offer to others and share, which is awesome. So that's why I've created this channel, so I can have a place to actually share all the stuff I've learned, all the stuff I've figured out, because when we collaborate what we understand and share, we evolve, we get greater gains of wisdom and understanding, and our systems improve. So this is to share all that wisdom. And the reason I've called it tension free is because tension free is an idea from Taichi, and it's the idea that a blockage or restriction in anything makes it not work properly, is where we lose harmony. And if you consider muscles or fascia, when I hold a muscle still for too long, it kind of glues together. It creates what's called an adhesion or a blockage. And many of these blockages throw the body out of balance, destroy elasticity in muscles, block circulation. All kinds of problems start to appear when tension appears. So tension free is a philosophy and a direction to head, and an ability to move without creating blockages. And that can be done in the body, so a body that has no blockages will feel quite open and balanced and relaxed, and that will create a space where the heart can feel at peace, no tension in the heart, no stress, right? And same with the mind. When the body, heart and mind are all in a state of harmony, it's easier to feel joyful, it's easier to do everything. When the body's in harmony, movement is much more joyful. When it's blocked, it doesn't feel so nice. So this channel is all about sharing wisdom to take away tension in the body, heart and mind, so that we can be in harmony. Because in Taoism they explain that if one of those three falls out of balance, it'll pull the other three out. And if you think about it logically, if I have a sore neck, someone goes, "How are you?" I'm going to be, "Yeah, I'm alright." Sore neck, It's hard to be like, "Yeah, I'm awesome," except for my neck. And if you feel blocked, you think differently. You think less positively. So tension free is a philosophy, it's a direction, it's a goal. So yeah, this channel is all about sharing wisdom that helps unlock those three parts of our being. So what I'd like to share mostly is myofascial release techniques, movement therapy, and wisdom. Wisdom is anything that helps us change from suffering or create joy. So releasing pain and discomfort or creating joy and happiness. It sounds simple, but that's really what wisdom is. Wisdom is an ability. I can give you ideas on ideas, but whether you have the ability to make that idea a reality is through experience and actually doing it, and that's where wisdom is born, in the ability, when you develop the skill or the ability. And you can also say that wisdom is observing that which is eternal, and knowledge is temporary information. So wisdom is a deep observing to understand cause and effect behind what's appearing and how to redesign it. So ideally this channel will become a place I can share some of my case studies and talk about how I've overcome some blockages or help people unlock certain restrictions or get through pain. And I'll share those techniques that I used or the way I observed it and the movement therapy that we use to rebalance or strengthen that fascial network or reorient the whole system. So ideally by learning all this, you develop some understanding of how to heal yourself, or at least you understand some understanding so that when you go to someone else and talk to them about it, you can get an idea of, are they understanding what fascia is? Do they understand how adhesions work? Do they understand the cause and effect behind the problem you're asking them to help you with? And that's what wisdom does, is it helps you become aware of all the angles that combine together to create something. That's what makes it eternal. All the angles. And healing is a journey. You don't just click your fingers and you're done. Healing is every day. You observe, you redesign, you recorrect, you change your habits, you push towards a more wise and powerful standard for yourself. And if you're really good at that, you become the center and others get pulled in to learn from you, to be influenced by you. And I'm not saying that I'm the most powerful. I've had many teachers over my time, and I've spent a lot of years being helped, being supported, and being pushed in a wiser direction. And the only way to share or show appreciation for that wisdom or their help is to share what I've learned. So this channel will be ideally a place you can come to when you need some positive influence, some wise intention, and some practical wisdom to change your situation. Life is pretty crazy and mysterious, but it's always changing, so we can always redesign it. I think it's also important to recognize the difference between knowledge, wisdom, ideas, and a philosophy. So tension-free is a philosophy. It's perfect. It doesn't have any contradiction in it. The knowledge that I need to release muscles is a limited angle, because I can release someone's body all day, but if in their emotional state, they're in a perpetual state of fear and worry, they're going to block their own tissues up with their own awareness of how they hold their posture, how they hold their body. So we need to be observing, releasing, and training the body, observing and redesigning, or kind of retraining how we experience and react or act with our emotions. And we need to be building a mental map, a logical framework to redesign how we view our body, health, training, movement, and our lifestyle. And with those elements all aligned, we can start to redesign the way our life changes, redesign the way cause and effect runs, and we, instead of receiving a future which might be uncomfortable or suffering or just something we didn't design, we can start to create a wiser path and a wiser future. But it's important to always remember, we only have this moment. We are creating the future in this moment. This moment was created in the past. So if I never took care of my body, which I kind of didn't, and then when I was in my early 20s, I suddenly had all these problems. I had back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. I was just in all kinds of stiffness, and I had no energy, and I just didn't feel happy. And when you're in that kind of unhappy place, discomfort leads you to seek distraction from your discomfort. So it's really easy to fall into addictive behaviors and destructive cycles, because you're looking for a solution to distract from this discomfort. But the true cause of that discomfort is the body, heart and mind are not in alignment, not balanced and not in harmony. And so we will forever be stuck in that pattern until we address. We got to zoom out and see the deeper cause. And for me, it was my body being so tense, so blocked, so out of balance. As soon as I sorted that out, it became a lot easier to manage all my other subconscious urges. And I'd been told many times to do this, to do that, but it wasn't until I actually walked that path and experienced what that technique meant, what it felt like, what it changes. Now I understand what that technique can do. I have an experience of what it does. That becomes a wisdom ability. It's no longer an idea. I should do this, I should do that. It's now, I do this and I can feel the benefit. And once I've done it and I feel the benefit, I'm glad I did it. So it builds this momentum to want to do it again. And that's what wise discipline does. It just gradually builds momentum. The more you understand what you're doing, how it works, you understand why you need to do it, it's easier to do it. You naturally want to do it. You actually look forward to doing it and experiencing that result. It can be something as simple as charging my posture, inflating my rib cage, like opening everything up, or the opposite, shaking it out and letting it relax. Both are different ideas, and through training and practicing, I've learned the experience of how to make them more effective. It becomes something I really enjoy doing. But the first time I got told those ideas, it didn't make any sense at all. It was like another language. Charge your center. I didn't understand it. But what it means is feel your foot, tuck your navel in, and feel like you're ballooning your chest on every angle, and then pull your chin back and down to create a straight spine. All of those together is what we call charging your center. And it's a way of creating perfect posture with no tension. It's all internal force, internal charge. Tension is when I hold the external structure up, and that will push my ribcage down, create compression in my back. But shaking out the upper body and building the hip under, chest up, these are all wise abilities we need to develop. So they're just ideas. When I tell them to you now, tuck your hip under, chest up, chin down. But once you do them enough and they become more intuitive, it becomes a wise ability you can just do every second, every moment. Anytime you need to rebalance, it's there and you know what it feels like, how to do it. But it takes a little while to build that center and build that meridian line connection, build that nerve pathway. And that's the process of developing our consciousness, to be more aware of our body, to be more aware of our body in space and surroundings, and the internal cause and effect of our chakras, our desire, our emotion, our mentality, psychology, all of that. So tension-free is an all-encompassing philosophy that is going to ideally teach you the path to being free from physical, emotional, and psychological stress. But this is just an introductory video, and once again, welcome to Tension Free TV. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think might want to also understand how to live a more agile and pain-free life. Enjoying life is all that really matters. If we're not enjoying life, you're just forbearing it, and you can't get your time back. No refunds. So wisdom follows wisdom, and a wise idea to live a healthy, joyful life makes more sense than living one in suffering. So hope you're having a lovely time wherever you are, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.